Hello there guys, and of course welcome back into yet another one of us Reviewbros. My name's Aaron. It's good to have you watching along again, of course, for another pre-workout review, and it comes from the guys at Redrum Nutrition, primarily a UK company, and it's their pre-workout called Sawn Off. And we've obviously, as some of you guys may well know, reviewed their more premium pre-workout Assault. So do go on and type in Reviewbros Assault on YouTube and you'll find that very video. This one looks relatively similar on paper. It's got to be said. I feel like it's more of their flagship pre-workout. It's the first one that lands on the website. It is well dosed on paper. It looks perhaps more daily driver. It's hard to, in fact, it's probably impossible to tell looking at just the labels alone. I will say they're well dosed, but of course we're going to get into that as we go through the usuals: the taste, the price, the label, and of course primarily the effects in the real world. What can this do for you guys out there? We're going to find out, and all we ask is please do like the video, do subscribe to the channel, do drop any comments you have down below. It helps us. Let's help you out. Let's get into it. Okay, so first segment, taste and mixability. It's probably the least important, but we cover it anyway. This pre-workout, I can see it coming in two different flavours. It comes in Sherbet Rush, but the one we've got for the sake of today's review is Peach Lemonade. And you might get a bit of focus, you might not. But yeah, interesting. Not the biggest peach fan. Well, having said that, I don't mind it. It's better than strawberry watermelons, in my personal opinion, of course. I would have probably chose the Sherbet Rush had I have had the choice. Anyway, Flat Scoop gets you that big 22-gram serving size. And in she goes. So, let's see. I've obviously used it before, guys. I have to use these pre-workouts a good few times before I give it, you know, my 100% honest thoughts. But I pretend it's going to be my first time tasting the pre-workout. Let's give it a shake. It's a bigger than average scoop, and mixability, it looks pretty good. It does for a 22-gram scoop. Normally they struggle a bit more, obviously, if you've got more material to mix up. I can tell you I've had no problems with bits at the bottom or anything like that. Anyway, Peach Lemonade going down. It's nice. It is nice. I will say there's not really much lemonade flavour coming through. It is primarily peach. Tastes just like a peach rings one, really. I like it. I do like it. I think I would be, including the mixability, I really would just give that a 9 out of 10. There's no negatives on the back end. No medicinal aftertaste, no bitterness. It's not sour. It's quite sweet, but not overpoweringly sweet. It's quite strong flavoured, which I personally like. Obviously, taste is subjective, but I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's like I say, mostly peach, maybe lemonade on the back end. But yeah, let's get into the price point. Its price point. What can you pick this product up for? Well, you'll head on over to the official Redrum Nutrition website where you can use our discount code RB10. It's a non-kickback code. It's just there to help you guys out. And it knocks the price of the product down to £31.49. You do get a genuine 25 servings per container, which is good when you consider you're getting 22 grams with each one of those servings. And it actually comes in nicely, when you do the math on it, of course, at £1.26 per go. Now, you know the drill. We have a consistent pricing scale where a 5 out of 10 is what we personally consider, in this day and age, this expensive world, to be an average price point per serving. It's comparing everything. 5 out of 10 is average. This one comes in really nicely at a nice 7 out of 10. So it's considerably cheaper than your average pre-workout. So obviously we have to move into the label and the effects, but I feel like we're off to a really good start in this review, especially 22 grams, 25 servings. Yeah, let's move into the label. What do you get for that cash? We are into the label, guys. What is this product packing? What do you get with each 22-gram scoop? Well, starting off at the top, obviously it's going to be flashed up on the screen for you to see it yourselves. We've got 8 grams of pure L-citrulline, which is a really good dose. Nitric oxide production, blood flow, and of course, pumps in the gym. Really good start. Beta-alanine, 4 grams. Again, a very good dose. 800 milligrams more than the clinical dose to give you that beta tingle, the paresthesia, itchy type feeling as the pre-workout kicks in. And of course, when you've had it for a long enough period of time and you've built it up in the system, it's going to help you with endurance in the gym. And with a bigger dose, you can build up that level quicker. We've got betaine anhydrous at a whopping 3,500 milligram dose. The normal is between 2 and 2.5, so we're getting 3.5, so obviously very good. Betaine anhydrous is a jack of all trade ingredient. It's in there for athletic performance, endurance, hydration, pumps, and it's even been shown to have some cognitive focus benefits, so we love seeing it in our pre-workout. We have next up caffeine anhydrous, of course, at 250 milligrams. Now that's slightly lower than your average pre-workout, but it's still 2.5 cups worth of coffee when you talk about caffeine. It's energy, it's stimulation, and hopefully, of course, that'll get you through your training session. We have acetyl L-tyrosine up next at a good dose again, 1,500 milligrams for focus, concentration, clarity, coordination, getting you in the zone, okay? And that is a good dose again, 500 milligrams, more than average, I'd argue. We've got alpha GPC up next at a decent dose, 800 milligrams. We normally see between 300 to 600 going above and beyond, and that's going to work with the L-tyrosine to, of course, give you more focus and concentration benefits, getting you in the zone again. We have up next an exciting one in the form of Juglans whole fruit extract, of course, from the walnut tree. That is in there for euphoria, focus, mood elevation, stimulation. It's ultimately what a lot of people liken to a DMHA type feeling, a potent stimulant. It is, of course, very dependent on the sourcing as to whether it's going to give us those desired effects or not. It is a good dose if it does so. We have up next taurine at 2 grams, a good dose, double the norm, hydration and athletic performance and natural energy production. Estrogen up next, I think very important when you've got a big loaded scoop at 50 milligrams to help digest and take in these ingredients into the system. Important, you've got half hour to do it, haven't you, before you start training, so it's good to see it. Next up, we've got a couple of vitamins, minerals, you know, nice to have ultimately, gives a little bit of health kick, doesn't it? But I wouldn't say it's anything that's going to immediately impact you in your training session. So what do I think? I think we're looking at a really good label, well-rounded. The only thing I'll say, and I don't know if they've updated it, is it's supposed to be in size order from biggest to smallest, and we've got a bit of an array there, but that is literally, you know, here nor there. But all in all, energy, it depends on the Juglans, but maybe lower than general. Pumped good, focus good on paper. How is it going to perform in the real world? Let's go and find out. We have arrived at the final and, of course, most important destination. It's Effects Town. What can it do for you guys watching at home? Well, let's start off at the beginning, and we normally start with beta-alanine because if it's in your product, it's probably going to be the first thing you feel if you've got that tolerance to it or not. Tingles were good on this one, nice and strong, and something that's quite unique to this one I found anyway myself, Craig agreed was that the beta tingle lasted longer than normal. I'd say it lasted a good 15 to 30 minutes actually into your training session, which is quite rare because normally your mind's off of it. You know, it obviously dissipates and wears off and the other ingredients take over, but the beta-alanine stayed with us. It was strong stuff, so it gives you that tingle. If you like it, of course, that's a thumbs up, and we do. It gives us a sense of urgency, a sense of let's go to war with the weights. And then came in a nice smooth wave of energy. I will say it's slightly lower energy than your average pre-workout, but only just, very important to mention, and probably ample enough for most people out there. The energy was consistent. It worked the same each and every time. I didn't get through halfway through my training, for example, and crash off. It just kept me ticking along really nicely. So I'd say from a stimulatory purpose, it's lower than average, but it's more daily driver than average. So I'd be happy to use this more often than not. I will say another small negative at this stage, and that would be a question we're going to get asked heavily. The Juglans Regia. Was it Juglans Regia? Could it have been something else? Did it give us those effects, you know, euphoria and highness? No, that didn't come to fruition, unfortunately. It's a strength or a weakness depending on what you're looking for, guys. I felt mood elevated in the gym. I just didn't feel, you guys, if you've taken DMHA pre's or, you know, the like, 2 aminos, then you'll know you can get high and thirsty and floaty. It didn't do that. So that's, like I say, a strength or a weakness depending on what you're looking for. I stayed focused. The focus was very good on this pre-workout. A to B to C, D, E, F. You know, training was very good, very fluid, very movable. I didn't want to stop training. It was nice. And like I say, that mood elevation was apparent. It wasn't crazy, but it was apparent. And I think that's because of the third element we look for in pre-workouts, the pumps. The pumps on this stuff were very good. And that, of course, makes you feel good, doesn't it? It gets you like, yeah, this is working. And it does say that on the front, to be fair to it. Extreme pump pre-workout. Which can lead people to think maybe it's a non-stim. But it's got stimulants in there, of course. But the pumps were juicy. They were nasty. They were quite vascular. They were...
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
Contractional, you know, you felt a good mind to muscle connection with those focus ingredients, in the zone, pumping away, productivity. So energy, I wouldn't say low, but I'd perhaps say medium. Focus up there, and pumps probably being the cherry on the cake on this occasion. So I'd say it's a really well-rounded pre-workout. I do think Redrum are producing some of the better pre-workouts in the UK market. I definitely think they're one of the better companies for pre-workouts. They load them up. I wouldn't say this is a negative by any stretch, but I don't feel like there's a huge difference between this product and their other pre-workout, Assault. There's not much pricing difference either, though, so it's up to you what you decide. I would say Assault is a little bit better. Maybe I think the focus and the pumps are very similar, like maybe even identical, maybe. Or maybe just behind, but that's my point, it's very close. I would say the energy in Assault is the most different part, but again, not crazy different. But they're producing very good pre-workouts, and we'd love to review some of their other ones. They've got another one, like a XXX high stim violent pre-workout. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, honestly, suitable for most people out there. Stim junkies, obviously. Those who want really hard-hitting pre-workouts. It probably wouldn't do it quite for you, but like I say, for 95% of people, very good. Beginners maybe can even do 3/4 scoops because the dosing is that good that you can get away with doing that. Obviously, that would lower the caffeine a little bit more, but if you wanted just 200 milligrams of caffeine, it's got some versatility there to it. All in all, a really good pre-workout. It really is. It ticks a lot of boxes, guys. And well worth the price point. That is very important to say. Definitely worth that pricing element. 100%. And it's got a good flavour too. So that's what I mean. It ticks a lot of boxes. Have you used it? Would you? Well, let us know down below. Thanks, Redrum, of course, sending it on over. Use that discount code, no kickback to us, helps you out. Please subscribe to the channel, all the goodies. And of course, as always, stay stimmed. Cheers for watching.